The DNC continues to run cover for Kamala Harris after her 2024 election blowout. What a joke. Kamala Harris deceives donors as she strikes secret deal with DNC to pay off debt from failed 2024 White House run. Kamala Harris deceived donors as she struck a secret deal with the DNC to pay off the remaining debt from her failed 2024 White House bid. Recall that Kamala Harris stole Joe Biden's delegates and took his donor money after he dropped out of the presidential race in July 2024. After blowing through over $1 billion in virtually 3 months, Kamala Harris ended her presidential run in more than $20 million in debt. According to the New York Times, Harris struck a secret deal with the DNC to pay off her 2024 bills, but the donors were left in the dark. The secret Harris-DNC deal obscured the extent of unpaid bills at the end of the race, the New York Times reported. The DNC is still struggling financially after they wasted over $1 billion to lose against Trump in 2024. Kamala Harris owed $3.5 million to a company that does influencer work since she had to pay for endorsements. Here's more from the New York Times. Not long after Kamala Harris lost the 2024 election, her senior advisors and the DNC struck a handshake deal. Ms. Harris still had bills piling up, and campaign officials had counted on raising more money during a prolonged fight over tallying votes. Instead, the race was called early in the morning after Election Day. The private agreement was this: the party would pick up the tab for any outstanding 2024 bills, allowing Ms. Harris to claim she did not end the race in debt. In turn, Ms. Harris would raise the money to cover all of those leftover costs, leaving the party whole financially as it sought to navigate the second Trump era. Left in the dark were small donors who received nearly 100 email solicitations sent from the Harris operation this year alone on behalf of the DNC. The emails did not disclose that funds raised from those emails were essentially earmarked from leftover bills. Democrats deserve this. And it's truly shocking that anyone would still remain being a Democrat here in 2025 as we head into 2026. Think about it. Hey, donate to us. Get behind Kamala Harris. Don't worry about how she literally just stole the nomination from Joe Biden as we head into an election versus Donald Trump just a few months away. Don't worry about that. Don't think about that. Just donate to us. It's going to work out. They get blown out. Hey, we've got some debt because we spent all of the money that you donated to us and we lost. Now we need more money donated to pay off our debt because, you can trust us and we're the ones that want to run the country. Speaking of Democrat lunatics, unhinged tampon Tim Walz goes berserk on stage, urges Democrats to burn flags with Trump's photo and calls Trump a man-child with fat ankles. Minnesota Governor Tampon Tim Walz completely lost it during a speech at the DNC summer meeting in Minneapolis on Monday, lashing out at President Trump, mocking his supporters, and even encouraging Democrats to burn flags with Trump's image on it. During his remarks, good old Tampon sneered at Trump voters, mocking them as stupid freaking red hat people. Before taking things to a disturbing new level, he encouraged Democrats nationwide to start burning flags with Trump's picture on them.
Think of how easy it would be to be a damn Republican. Oh, what should I wear today? This stupid freaking red hat. What should I say today? I don't know. Just make sure it's cruel. Who do we listen to? That guy. Oh, the felon in the White House? Yeah, listen to him and that will be fine. Now he's talking about burning flags. He's going to have flag burning or whatever. Because he knows there's a hell of a lot of flags with his picture on it that are going to get burned.
Yeah, and this was the psycho that wanted to be the vice president because clearly he wants to be the president. America, good call. Keep people like this as far away as possible from positions of power. But unfortunately, he's still a governor. Look how that's going. Cancer, acne rosacea, multiple sclerosis, and rheumatoid arthritis are 4 different diseases in 4 different areas of medicine. What if they can all be treated with parasite medication, and that turns out for these diseases to be true? What if I told you that if you had a pet or ate sushi, you are more likely to have parasites? This means that a lot of our ailments that we experience every day are caused not by environmental issues, but by parasites as well. This is something Big Pharma does not want you to know about. I know many of us check off many of these boxes. This is why Purge is offering their new liver cleanse products for all of you out there that need to clear those toxins out once and for all. PurgeStore.com offers everything you need to cleanse and detox your body. Powerful enzymes and probiotics, 15-day colon cleanse protocols, liver cleanse, and of course, the parasite cleanse. Right now, if you go to PurgeStore.com and use promo code DREW, that's D-R-E-W, you will get 20% off your entire order. Use the link in the description below, PurgeStore.com, and support the Gateway Pundit today. The Gateway Pundit is supported by the people, we the people, that is you, the American people. We thank you for your support. Well, another Democrat psycho speaker at DNC summer meeting tells Democrats that carjackings don't matter to many Americans. A speaker at the DNC summer meeting this week urged Democrats to not take the bait on Trump's crackdown on crime in Washington, D.C. She suggested that carjackings don't even matter to many Americans. She said that other issues, such as mental health, are much more important. And while that is a concern for many Americans, it's absolutely absurd for her to discount a violent crime like carjackings, which have become commonplace in Washington, D.C. in recent years. Every time that these Democrats have an opportunity to prove that they are not out of touch with the American people, they fail spectacularly. The New York Post reports, migrant crime and carjackings don't matter to that many Americans, left-wing think tank VP tells Democrats. Insha Raman, the vice president for advocacy and partnerships at the Vera Institute of Justice, made the shocking statement as she framed Trump's Washington, D.C. crime crackdown as a huge opportunity for the Democrat Party.
Issues voters care about. Where does Trump go? Migrant crime, carjackings, the really lurid, awful stuff that is a crazy, crazy visual. Don't take the bait, because most Americans are more worried about how are we going to address mental health issues, the visible homelessness that we see on streets, and how do we deal with mental health and other issues that drive the sort of random incidents that scare all of us. That's what you should be talking about. That's where you should be focused. Don't take the bait in talking about migrant crime or carjackings or the things that actually don't matter to that many Americans.
Migrant crimes and carjackings don't matter to that many Americans. This is exactly why this Democrat Party is as unpopular as it's ever been, maybe since the Civil War. And they are tanking, and they are continuing to fall deeper and deeper into this woke, anti-American, psychotic, hellish hole that they have dug for themselves. But let them keep talking, that is. Let's not let them in power, because this is how Americans die. President Trump invites NTD correspondent Iris Tao to tell her story of horrifying, violent, broad daylight robbery in Washington, D.C. during cabinet meeting. In a somewhat unorthodox but heartwarming moment during President Trump's cabinet meeting on Tuesday, the president allowed a reporter to tell her story of a violent robbery that left her beaten and scarred and could have taken her life in Washington, D.C. during the Biden administration.
For having me here to share my story to the room and to the broader public. My name is Iris Tao. I'm a White House correspondent for NTD, the sister media of the Epoch Times. So more than 2 years ago, it was a Saturday morning in broad daylight. I was on my way to work, and a young man with a black ski mask pointed a gun at my face and threatened me to hand over my phone, my wallet, my laptop, and everything else. And when I refused, he used the butt of his handgun to strike me across the face, in the cheek, or what some people call pistol whip me, before running away. And that has deeply traumatized myself and my family. Ever since, I've never dared to walk in the street of DC at night, ever. And my family was extremely worried. So, Mr. President, thank you so much for what you're doing right now, because
you're being honest.
Such incidents involve not just me, but also my family. If he had shot me, I could have died right there in the middle of nowhere without my families or my friends knowing, at the age of back then, I think 23, right. Just starting my career here in DC without even starting a family. But now I'm very blessed to have this opportunity to...
So you had a gun pointed at your head, and you probably figured that he's going to pull the trigger, because these are animals that don't know what the hell, they couldn't care less. Mm-hmm. The pulling the trigger to him is a very minor event, and I'm sure he's done it before. So how did you... And you did refuse to give it, which would probably, maybe somebody would say that was not the right decision, right? Right. But you refused, but I understand that. So, and then he hit you real hard.
Yes.
It's really amazing that you weren't shot. That was.
I'm very blessed, and that's why having this opportunity to stand here to share my story today. One, I'm very grateful for God for allowing me to still survive to this day, but also to Mr. President. Thank you for now making DC safer
Thank you very much.
for us, for our families, for my parents, on my behalf of my parents, and now my baby on the way. Thank you so much.
And there are other reporters and journalists, good people, and you don't have to say it, but that have also been attacked violently. And not violently, too, pretty badly. But, and I bet you see a big difference in the streets right now. And this is only 12 days, but people are telling me they're going out to dinner now. They haven't, I told my friend, but I have a lot of friends that are going out to dinner all the time now in D.C., and they weren't doing it 12 days ago. They would never even think. One of my friends went out 5 times. It was 4 times the last time I told. Now it's 5 times. He said, I love going out to dinner, and restaurants are starting to open again. A lot of them closed because, nobody wanted to go into a restaurant. Nobody wanted to get to a restaurant or even sit in the restaurant. But you see a big difference now, don't you?
I do pass by Union Station every day on my way home, and I do feel a lot safer seeing the trucks right outside, seeing the National Guard troops members right outside. It does make me feel like I'm hopeful about DC again, and one day hopefully we can raise our family here.
Thank you very much.
Well, and this is why they lie about the numbers. The local police department not accurately reporting on the crime they're dealing with on the ground, underreporting how violent it really is, because they want you in this matrix of violence, destruction, while somehow thinking there's going to be help on the way, and that this is normal, and that people dying around you, people overdosing around you, that's just America's new normal. Well, this is what it looks like when it gets cleaned up. President Trump did run on making America safe again, which comes along with making America great again, restoring law and order. My name is Drew Hernandez for the Gateway Pundit, and you have been on Watch with Drew Hernandez. I'll see you guys on the next one.